Mastodon.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Gotta do the hub first. That channel.
Hello, everyone. Come
Live.
watch us talk.
I can't announce it if I don't have the link yet. And now that YouTube's playing, I can go view it on YouTube.
We're not competing with ATP.
We should just rename this show
Watch us talk.
2 Americans and a Canadian.
Yeah.
Come watch 2 Americans and a Canadian talk. And then USA.
Nailed it.
Flag. CA.
Border Wars.
US. USA. USA. USA.
CAN. CAN. I guess Canada. Canada. Doesn't work. No.
All right. So maybe I can take this same thing and just post it on the Mastodon. And I'm not even logged into the Mastodon thing, so I guess that's not gonna work.
Kind of like 2 girls in 1 cup, but much better.
Man. No.
One of the girls died.
I mean, I was pretty sure she got like staph infection or something after that.
That's what she died from. Yes, it's true. The other one was the other one serves ice cream or something down in
of course, ice cream.
South America.
All right, I feel like all this is made up.
No, go Google them. Where are they
I'm
now?
not Googling it. I'm not Googling it.
No. Okay,
I am.
Go check the Reddit subforum or subreddit or something. But they actually did a "Where Are They Now?" and one girl passed away with a staph infection, and the other girl was seen serving ice cream or something like that. They had their 50 minutes of fame and didn't cash in on it.
No, thank you. That's
Should've
all.
had it.
I wonder if the Slack. They probably won't go through. Let's just do this. Flag -US.
All right, I found an article backing up your claims, but it seems like it would just be like a tabloid thing. So,
There's Reddit subreddits and stuff like that where they talk
of
about
course
it.
there is.
Oh, I'm sure there are Reddits and subreddits. I'm not searching for it though.
It's not that he doesn't want to know. It's just he doesn't want to search for it because of what he may come across.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was college days. I'm much older and wiser now.
Well, there was way worse things on the internet back then. So.
2 girls, 1 cup. Where are they now? Oh, they got a second cup.
Oh, that's all they needed the whole time.
They no longer have to share. See, it's a "Where Are They Now" subreddit. Told you. From June 27, 2018.
In case you were curious.
Gavin, you know way too much about this.
Because I Googled it one day. I was like, whatever happened to them?
Yeah, because that's what normal people
We
do.
aren't talking about tech. We would be banned from our server from talking about this. So.
Well, there's tech behind it because it was it was like one of the first viral videos, right? You know?
I mean,
there was tech behind it. I watched it on a TV.
Yeah,
I watched it on TV, and then I watched Kermit the Frog react.
It was streamed, and it was like the first like viral reaction videos and stuff, you know, like
yeah, totally.
You know,
I remember watching Kermit the Frog react to it.
Yeah,
that was great.
Yeah, see?
If you're watching live, don't and you've just don't. We're wholesome people here.
Just don't.
Just don't.
We'll put the link in the show notes.
No, we won't. We won't put it in the show notes. I'm sure you can find it on College.
Where are they?
Or
No,
E-Bombs
where are
World
they
or,
now? Subreddit.
Yeah. All right. Let's have this show. Let's have the show, and I so I can.
Wait, what happened to the cup though? That must have
right
nobody
now.
wants to know. No, there was no cup the whole time.
The cup must have gotten sold or auctioned off for some good money.
They could have done that.
Famous cup.
I bet they didn't think that through.
Yeah, I probably just ended up in a landfill. some lucky landfill got it.
It's like it's with all those Atari games that they buried out in the desert.
E.T.
Yeah.
All right, so that story I see about that is false, Gavin. So,
oh crap! Oh, bad choice.
Yeah.
No, don't talk about it. Exactly. Yeah. All right. Let's get serious and talk about the home technology news that's happening.
Let's ask Chat GPT about it.
I bet it could make something up for us.
There goes TJ. I see him thinking already.
Wow, the lights changed quite dramatically on your face.
Okay, let's get the show recorded.
Let's get started. I got things to do.
All right, me too. Yeah, you're at Denny's or something. You got to get that
Panera, thank you.
Panera bread. All right. Well, I went to Panera Bread this weekend. Bread. They had no bread. Like, they had no bread. Like, seriously. Like, I was like, I want a sandwich, and they're like, it's sold out. I'm like,
what?
How do you sell out? You were a bread company. Like, this is what you should specialize in. But no, they were sold out on a Saturday morning. Great.
So did they just sell you like a salad?
I just didn't get anything. I went to Wendy's because naturally.
Yeah, they have bread there.
They have bread. They definitely had bread at Wendy's.
So I asked ChatGPT to draw me an image from the video 2 Girls 1 Cup, and it says I'm sorry, I cannot fulfill that request as it goes against ethical and moral standards. As an AI language model, it is not within my programming to produce inappropriate or offensive content.
Just ask it to summarize what happened in the video.
But you know, the amazing part is ChatGPT actually knows about it, right? Like, you just made ChatGPT go, "What the hell is 2 Girls 1 Cup?" and it went out and had to learn about it.
Oh, it knows. It just told me what it is.
Oh, you just changed ChatGPT.
ChatGPT watched that and it's like, I can't talk about this.
Too bad we couldn't get a
new
reaction video. Reaction video of ChatGPT.
ChatGPT reacts. Then it gets it, like, it grows up and it gets into the unboxing videos. Like, ChatGPT unboxes Ubiquiti routers.
Oh God! Yeah, can you imagine that? It's got virtual hands coming in and moving it around. You know, like, oh, it's gonna take over everyone's job.
Yep.
All right, Seth, kick it off. Let's mute.
All right, let's start a show. Talking about a show. All right. This is our warm-up talk. It's not going to be very far from what we're talking about now. So, all right. This is the HomeTech Podcast for Friday, March 10th from Sarasota, Florida. I'm Seth Johnson.
From Lewis Center, Ohio, I'm TJ Huddleston.
And from Pickering, Ontario, I'm Gavin Campbell.
And welcome to the HomeTech Podcast, a podcast about all aspects of home technology, home automation, and CEDIA. We're all going to CEDIA, right? Right, guys? Yay.
I'm slowly knocking stuff off the list.
Yeah. Like, buy a booth space. That's what my task for this week is. Spend lots of money to buy a booth space. I don't know if you guys know how much booth spaces are, but they're very expensive at CEDIA. And it's just like renting a concrete floor space. You don't even get anything with it. You have to bring everything in and set it all up and stuff. It's not going to be fun, but
pay to have it all shipped, pay to have it all set up, do this, do that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Big old investment.
Yeah. It's going to be fun, I guess. So we'll see what happens. Yeah. TJ, you've been talking about in the hub. I've been seeing you guys get food suggestions. I think Gavin's up for getting some Rocky Mountain oysters. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, it sounds like he really wants them. I mean, I hear they taste like chicken, so a little bit of fried chicken while you're in Denver never hurts.
Yeah.
I heard they're extra salty though, but I'll be honest. I only just learned what Rocky Mountain oysters were. You know, I thought it was seafood, like your oysters. I was like, all right, let's go eat some seafood. You guys have taught me something new today. And wow, that's all I have to say. But if someone wants to pay for my flight to CEDIA, like, I'll eat them. If you want to dare me, I'll try them out. Flight to CEDIA, first class.
I don't think I would hesitate to try them, but I also wouldn't go out of my way to try them. It's just not on my list. I have a bunch of Spanish restaurants and some pizza places on the list, but Rocky Mountain oysters have not made the cut.
When I Googled Rocky Mountain oysters, the first story that came up was everything you want and didn't want to know about Rocky Mountain oysters and why people eat them. So yeah, I will I'll put the link to that in the show notes because I don't really know why people eat anything, I guess. That's the truth.
That's true.
Yeah.
So what's the most exotic thing you've probably eaten?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I was saying, I ate Wendy's over the weekend.
Oh yeah, that could mess with your stomach.
What are we classifying as exotic? I mean, from a faraway place or like an food
animal or something. You've had frogs. You have the basic. I know you've had an alligator.
Yeah, I've had alligator. I mean, I think one of the probably the strangest foods I've had is like a curry mango. But
that's not strange. I've had that.
Yeah, it's pretty gross, but it's not a good flavor.
I can't really think of anything exotic, I guess. I don't know.
You haven't even had a beef patty yet.
I technically have, yes.
Yeah, everybody's had a beef patty. We're talking about.
No, Seth though, he technically has. You have?
Yeah, he went to the place and bought one.
Oh, he did get one. Okay.
Yeah, we made them.
Yeah.
All right. I wasn't sure if you actually fulfilled that.
No. I went to a restaurant in Orlando and had oxtail. Like I'm going on my way. Yeah, I know. I'm going on my way to get some spicy food from Jamaica. Like it's happening.
Nice.
So.
Well, I'm impressed.
Yeah. No, it's good food.
Well, both of you better be willing to eat while we're in Denver, because I really don't do vacations. I do foodcations. So all of my travel is based around different restaurants and what I can eat. So
Food Tech Podcast.
That's right.
GPT.
GPT, yeah. That's gonna have to be a domain, like a .com level.
Oh,
domain,
I'm
right?
sure.
Yeah.
I know.
Nah, but we're getting the final touches on CDS. So if you know me at all, like I'm not a person that plans anything like this far in advance. Like I usually wait till like a month or two. But I know if I don't start talking about this and start planning and scheduling things, I'm gonna forget until the last minute, and then everything's gonna be gone. So I've got the hotel booked for Cedia now. I just got the flight booked for Cedia. We'll be there the 2nd through the 9th. So we'll be there Saturday to Saturday. Got the rental car booked for about 4 or 5 days, so we can go explore outside of Denver for a little bit. So getting there, surely but slowly.
Yeah, I mean, and not for nothing, but like there's a lot of people that are like booking things right now. I mean, between if you go look at the floor plan, it's mostly filled out. Like there's a bunch of empty spaces still showing, but that's naturally how things go. And then they kind of like tighten it up later on, or people jump in later. But like all of the big booths and like Crestron, Lutron, like most of the floor is booked out. Like we're kind of off on the side. I was kind of reserving a booth today, so we could have a place to live and that's easy to find, I guess, is kind of what we went with. And we're just off on the side, off on the side in the corner, as one does in our company. It seems like the most appropriate place for us. So we're gonna hopefully be on the right hand side all the way down to the end. So like when you walk in the door, turn right and you'll find us down on the end there. But that was a long drawn out conversation at work, and it's been a lot of planning still to go, because we've got to get furniture and all the stuff that you just talked about. Like all the equipment has to show up and get set up and all that. Ugh, not gonna be
so many logistics behind it.
Yeah,
I'm not jealous of that part. I just gotta get on a plane and head there. That's it.
Yeah, no, it would be nice if that was all we had to do. So that's hopefully I can get that wrapped up. Most of the preliminary logistics wrapped up this week. I got Infocom wrapped up. We have a booth there, so
ooh, nice.
Yeah, I can't wait. Like it's gonna be fun.
You'll see me there too. So we're gonna be seeing each other a lot this year.
We're gonna high five in
That's
Orlando.
Right.
Yeah,
I feel so left out.
It's where we first met at, Seth.
I know, right?
Isn't that crazy?
That was a while back. Yeah, that was Greg was there. Yeah, that was a great show. Pre-COVID, good times. All right, well, we got no news this week again. Just a couple of headlines, but the news is there. But what do you say we jump into some HomeTech headlines?
Let's
do it.
Somebody have speakers on?
Gavin.
No, it's not me. It's not me.
It's not me. I don't have anything on.
It's not me. No.
Nothing here. Okay. Yeah, I don't have anything on. I don't have speakers. Like there's no speakers on my monitor even. So.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's a rough life. I bought a sound bar to put under my monitor and it was too big, so I was like, well, it's just gonna live on the floor. That's not have anything to do with
I don't think that's where sound bars are supposed to go.
Technically, no.
That's all right. My Sonos Ray is above me right now, so I really can't speak of optimal speaker placement.
Oh, maybe I can put it on the ceiling. All right. Well, along with a new CEO, Ring has announced new plans to place several of its core features behind a paywall, which means existing users will need a Ring Protect plan to maintain some of the features they currently enjoy. Starting on March 29th, the home and away modes on camera devices will be shifting from being free to subscription-based, and support for Alexa is also heading behind that same paywall. So if you want to use the Alexa integration with your Ring devices, you'll need to upgrade to having a Ring protection plan. It's not just Ring's camera-based devices that are getting hit. If you pick up a Ring alarm security system after March 29th, those in-app features will also be behind a paywall, effectively meaning that you'll have to pay to arm or disarm your alarm system, receive notifications, or have any security automations set up. Existing Ring alarm users will maintain those features, and even if they don't pony up for the Protect plan. For its part, Ring says there are some features that will remain free to use, such as live view, two-way talk, and motion detection. Yay. But that's not stopping users on the internet from expressing their frustration with the change. So far, it appears to apply only to users here in the US and Canada, but we'll probably see this roll out through Europe and other regions in the upcoming month. This is kind of wild. Like, this seems like a core use of the Ring system, and now you've got to kind of upgrade to this Ring Protect plan to even arm and disarm your system. It's kind of wild.
That sums it up right there. It's a core feature. You arm and disarm. Like, what else are you going to do with your Ring security system? And for them to lock it behind, paywall just means now you pretty much have to pay just to use it.
Yeah.
Right. And I think a lot of people are not happy about that.
I honestly don't think I've ever used these modes, but I do find it annoying that they're going to take away something that used to be free and make it a paid option now. And I think in a lot of developed countries, probably only the EU, they might actually get in trouble for this because they're taking away features that somebody bought a product for and putting it behind a paywall. But in America, they're not going to do anything about this.
Oh, no, not at all. They'll probably
this is
give
not
them
a
an
problem.
award. Yeah. I have used the arm and away mode on my alarm system, and I guess that kind of integrates and is kind of the same thing for like the cameras, but I've never changed any of the settings on the camera. The cameras just kind of do their thing and record motion detection and all that stuff, but I've never used the cameras in arm and away mode, like specifically, if that makes any sense. So I'm kind of in the same boat, TJ. I don't think I've ever used these features other than arming and disarming alarm system.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that like the Ring alarm is a nice-ish piece of equipment, and it works well enough for the most part. There's some issues that you can get like stuck open or closed contacts that don't quite react because there's Z-Wave and it's like a one-way communication and they don't like pull for changes evidently. But I know at our office we from time to time have to basically go around and open and close every door to get the contact to check in. It's kind of weird. Yeah, we've reached out to Ring support and they're just like, yeah, we don't have any tests. We don't have anything. There's no way to test this. And we've deleted everything and done everything, redone everything, reset up everything. It just doesn't work right. So from time to time, it works right most of the time. But when you're in a hurry, basically, it says, if in a hurry, do not work is basically the automation routine set up for that. But yeah, I don't know. This is really, really frustrating and strange to see them do. And I will say, like, all the positive things about the Ring alarm system, like it doesn't integrate with anything, right? Like it doesn't really work outside of its own little box in its own Ring and ecosystem. So even if you are in the Ring ecosystem and you're paying for the Ring Protect, there's no automation at all for it. Like you can't integrate other devices with it without having like a reverse engineered a home assistant version, that kind of thing. There's no like third party integrations or API provided by Ring for any of their devices, really. So it's a closed ecosystem. Now doesn't work if it's paid. I don't know. Like this kind of, to me, like seems like a big miss. It's always been a big miss. Like it seems like they could have been a way more popular alarm system than they are had they just done the basics of home automation and integration with this thing. You guys get anything?
Yeah. No.
Anything?
No, you've pretty much set it up. But
yeah, I mean, I don't have anything to add for that. I mean, it's
yeah.
Ring and it's software and stuff is changing all the time, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And when it comes to Amazon products, if I invest in them, I expect at some point they're going to ruin it for me. Whether they're going to take away a feature or ruin a feature or lock you into some type of subscription. They got to make money somehow, right? They're having issues trying to find out how to make money. And I think this is just a cheap money grab for them.
Yeah, it definitely feels like a money grab because if they expanded the system and said, hey, Ring Protect, now, yeah, you got to pay to arm and disarm your system because it doesn't, we're not making money on the product and we're supposed to be making money on the product. But at the same time, we'll open up integrations. I would say it's a benefit for everybody. But since there's no integrations for the system, like, I don't know. It seems like it seems like this market is really ripe for a low cost security system. And I see a ton of them like on Alibaba that are made by maybe like Xiaomi or its subsidiaries. Even like I think Wise has an alarm system.
Yeah, I was gonna say Wise.
Yeah, like it seems like the market is primed for something to come in and just outright replace Ring that has integrations with everything and can just kind of work as good as a Ring alarm system does for people. Because they certainly set up a low bar here. Like, yeah. it's not like it's not a very pretty or it's a cost effective system for sure, but it's not very pretty.
Instead of looking for a system that integrates with your home system, check your home system out, your your automation system, because they have built-in security built into that as well too, right? Like Home Assistant has Alarmo, and that does pretty much the same thing the Ring does. You can automate it and stuff, all integrated. Habitat has their home security monitor and stuff like that too. So like you don't really need a Ring system. If you want something that's integrated, you got like just check what your hub offers.
Yeah, but having a dedicated security system definitely the way to go if you want the monitored security portion of it. Just because you know what you're going to be getting and you're not going to have to worry about the smart hub doing weird stuff with it.
Right. But it sounds like you're already having issues with the Ring one, like the way Seth's pointed out, like the sensors dropping off and everything. Like in the end, like that's no better than any other, home system at that point, right? Monitoring system. You need something super reliable. Nothing's as reliable as a hardwired system.
Yeah, and that's also the problem. We're using the retrofit module.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a retrofitted, like it's all hardwired, but unfortunately it goes back to a module that's wireless, and that's what keeps disconnecting. I agree. I think a hardwired or a hybrid type monitored system would be great to have. Keep an eye on the connected guys. They're out there trying to get in and kind of do some breaking into the space a little bit with kind of bringing automation modules into things. Wise is probably another one to look at if you're looking at a retrofittable solution. I don't know. I'm kind of like at this point I don't really have any reason to use my Ring alarm system anymore, other than I'm kind of grandfathered into a low cost plan where I don't pay that much per year. But that might be changing. If they could change this, they may change that.
And my home security system setup is mainly just for monitoring. To be honest, like if someone's breaking into my home, by the time police get there, they probably got what they want and they're out there anyway.
Oh, for sure.
So when something gets tripped, it basically will text me, call me, email me, and I'll be able to watch video feeds of what's going on and that type of stuff, right? So I'm good with that. I don't need something to make tons of noise and try and scare them off, because they're going to get what they want and get out anyway.
Yep, that's true. If it's just a smash and dash or whatever, they'll definitely get in and do what they need to do and get out before anybody's going to show up. A lot of people keep their valuables in kind of the same places. Master bedrooms are typically where we see the break-ins happen. People run in there, open up some drawers, steal some jewelry, do what they have to do, and take off. And if they grabbed a few $100 in jewelry, that's a few $100 in jewelry they didn't have a few minutes ago. So, I don't know. It'd be interesting. I do think that the market is primed for something that works well across all spaces with integration. And I would pay even a little bit extra if it worked like the Ring does, where the keypads are kind of like wireless with batteries, or you can hardwire them. Like there's a lot of good design that's gone into the product, but unfortunately, it's always been like held back by the software, I think. And I really wish they did it was more reliable and did integrate period outside of its own ecosystem. I don't know why they held it back as long as they have. So, and now they're making it even harder. I wonder what this will do for these like third party automation things that are kind of tied into the reverse engineered API. Like I guess as long as you are paying for it, you're able to arm and disarm. That's not going to break.
Yeah, I mean, this is only for the cameras itself, so it doesn't seem like anything else is affected by this yet.
Well, cameras in the alarm system. So both of those things. It's pretty much their product line.
Is it the alarm system?
Yep. The alarm system's getting it too. So maybe the lights? I don't know. Do the lights count?
Well, according to this email, it just says Ring doorbells and cameras will require a Ring Protect plan for home and away mode.
The story we have in the show notes says both. For like the top part talks about the cameras, but then also Ring Protect for the alarm system. There's the basically before March 29th cutoff and after 29th cutoff. So
interesting.
Buy it now if you want those features to stay the same, I guess.
That's nice. Less than a month notice as well. So
yeah, it's a good company.
Jeez.
All right, let's move on. Talk more about Amazon. Amazon has just recently received FCC permission to launch over 3,000 satellites and start offering home internet from space. The company hopes to bring high-speed internet to 300 to 400 million customers worldwide. Amazon's banking on if those customers have access to high-speed internet, they'll be more likely to be online and use Amazon products. More video streamed, more Amazon orders, maybe more music listening to. That's all in theory. Gets them a little bit more money. Let's check on the Alexa division to see how that's working out, though. Yeah. Anyway, may have been a good plan a couple of years ago. FCC is given Amazon until mid-2026 to have at least 1,600 satellites in space, or they will face losing that approval for the project. Amazon says, for their part, they plan to start launching test satellites later this year. Kind of interesting. I wonder. I mean, I wonder what Amazon Prime Internet's going to look like. Are you guys gonna? It's a SpaceX competitor. What is it? SpaceX? Yeah. What is that one?
Starlink.
Starlink. Yeah, Starlink competitor. We've been hearing about this rumor for years now. As soon as Starlink came on, they were talking about, Amazon's looking into this too. Pretty interesting that we'll have all these little satellites flying around up there. What do you guys think? Gavin, this is going to bring, more internet options to you here in Canada.
Like you need anymore.
Like you need anymore. What do you think about this?
The space seems to be getting full right now. Like I was looking at a map of everything floating out there, and it looks like there's a lot of things circling the Earth now. And they're going to be adding thousands of more satellites up there now.
3,000.
So yeah, it's just adding. I hope they're clearing it up because, I have a feeling the space around the Earth is going to be full of junk before we even get a chance to go up there. If we ever get a chance to go up there.
Yeah, I'm going to see a lot more posts on local Facebook groups asking, what is this thing in the sky? And it's just going to be a bunch of satellites, going across and lighting up the whole sky. So
are we over balloons now?
Nobody cares about balloons anymore. We're on trains now.
Okay.
Now, satellite internet sounds interesting. I know there's a lot of places, especially in America, where you don't have access to any good internet. You might already use satellite internet, but it's got a ping of 1,000 milliseconds, and it's got a data cap of 20 gigs or 50 gigs where that's the most you can download, which you'll go through in easily a day. So there's not a lot of good options for rural America, and they probably will never have good options outside of satellite internet just because it costs so much to add a cell tower or run physical lines or anything. So this is definitely a much needed thing. It's just a matter of, kind of like what Gavin said, how much stuff can we put up there, and it's going to ruin our view of everything.
Well, just so you know, Starlink right now, as of February 2023, has more than 3,500 satellites in low Earth orbit.
Oh, wow.
And in total, they're trying to get 12,000 up there, with a possible extension to 42,000 satellites. So that's their goal. And so 3,000 just kind of seems like a test run for Amazon if that's what they're trying to do. But I mean, you see what they've been able to do with Starlink and that program. I mean, there's RV products that are developed. There's yacht and boat products developed for it. So it's, even with just a few thousand of these up there, a company could get into one of those niche markets and do really well for itself. So it'd be interesting.
Internet for everybody.
But it's going to be run by 2 companies.
That's right. Well, what isn't run by 1 or 2 companies? So
exactly,
this fits right in with everything else.
Yeah. And even getting cell towers put up, I think most cell towers are backed by a fiber line to the site, or maybe some kind of like microwave site. I don't know. Like they still have to have internet to those cell tower sites. But typically typically it's fiber that goes in and gets hooked up inside there. So I don't know. It's interesting. Hopefully I personally like the in-ground stuff, and the satellite stuff is nice to have as backup, and in case Russia invades your country or something like that. So all right. Well, all the links and topics we discussed tonight, all 2 of them, can be found on our show notes or at HomeTech.fm/427. Nothing in the mailbag this week, but today LG has announced 3 revolutionary products. The first one's an automated smart shade with integrated mood lighting. The second is a widescreen projection system with built-in ultra short throw projector, and the third is a breakthrough immersive sound system. 3 things: an automated shade, a revolutionary short throw projector, a breakthrough soundbar, a shade, a projector, a soundbar. Are you getting it? Are you getting? See, this is me channeling Steve Jobs. No, these aren't 3 separate devices. This is 1 device, and they're calling it the iPhone. Oh no, it's Rest. They're calling it the Rest. The crowd goes wild. Yeah. LG kind of put this little concept thing up, and I looked at it and I said, that's kind of weird looking. And I scrolled down and saw what they're doing. I'm like, oh, this is really cool. It's a shade. It's got a built-in short throw projector. So when it's down, you can project something on it, like a TV or a nice little projection view of something. Covers your window. It's got a soundbar built into it, so you can watch TV on your shade, your useless window shade. This would have been perfect in the theater you did, TJ.
Oh, perfect. You'll watch 3 games at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. And it's got a little mood lighting in there, so it's kind of like an immersive lighting thing where it can adapt to what's on the TV screen or on the projection screen, and kind of like push that screen around. And there's also like a little device that it's got like an assistant device. It looks like a speaker device with a weird touchscreen on it that is in most of these pictures that they have. But I don't know. I think most people see this, they see the projector and they get the idea. I'm like, oh, this is really cool. I think this is really smart. What do you guys think?
This thing is sweet. As soon as I saw it, I knew I had to share it with everybody, just because I would see this in somebody's house, right? And there's a lot of, stuff that gets like talked about or demoed and it never shows up, or it doesn't look like a real product. And this isn't actually out, but it looks like it would already be sold in stores or online or something like that. My only thing I think is funny is that like in one of the pictures, they have like a image of Mount Everest or some mountain being closed in the window. And it's like a nice, beautiful day outside, and the trees are green and everything like that. So I'm not really sure why,
rainy or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why you need to block your sunny day with a picture of Mount Everest, but I'm here for it. It looks like a pretty cool object.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Gavin, would you put one of these in your house? Would you replace some shades with this?
Probably not, but I think this would be great in dorm rooms or in places where people, they're short of space. Right. Yeah. Because then you can have the TV, as well as the sound bar and everything in one, and it's your shade. Right. So I think it's a great idea. If it ever came, like if they ever really made this, I think they could sell stuff. Dorm rooms would be perfect. Anybody that lives in a small space, where they don't have a wall to mount a TV or something like that, it would be perfect for. And on top of that, when you turn on the TV, it blacks out the room for you automatically. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah, and we keep saying it's a shade. Like, it doesn't have to be. There's a couple pictures where it's just clearly not hung over a window. Like, you could put this just on the wall off to the side and have an extra screen and sound bar set up over there, and just use it like that if you wanted. Like, it's got little mood lighting on there, so you can kind of like. It's just a really overall like. It makes sense. It's one of those products that you look at and you're like, oh, this could actually exist, and I would consider buying one. I've got this window behind me that's just I can't figure out what to do. I'm thinking about just covering it with a giant TV, but like just blacking out the window. But this would be better, right? This would be actually more fun to do because it's kind of like an all-in-one integrated thing, and it's got all the bases covered.
I think it would work well over a fireplace too, because it's so far up that the heat from the fireplace won't really affect it. Like, so it would be great above a fireplace.
Oh, your rest is too high. Your rest is too high. Well, it's still just a concept that LG and it's a design company or something inside in Korea came up with. But it's just a bunch of mock-ups and 3D renderings of this thing, and I don't know. I think it has some legs to it. I really would like to see LG or someone make this. It'd be really cool.
Bring it out, LG. I'm waiting.
Yeah, do it. It'll probably be like $8,000. Like,
I'm sure.
Maybe not.
Yeah, I didn't really need it.
Yeah, it's not gonna be $300. I can tell you that. So.
Oh, why they even bother? Oh.
All right. Well, if you have any feedback, questions, comments, picks of the week, or great ideas for a show or a product that involves a shade, give us a shout. Our email address is feedback@HomeTech.fm, or you can go to HomeTech.fm/feedback and fill out the online form. Guys, any project updates this week? I have absolutely none. I spent all weekend working on cars, which I hate. I hate cars. I hate cars.
What are you doing to your car? I mean, just like vacuuming it out or something? You doing some like actual work?
No, actual work. Like one of them. Well, I'm pretty sure my car is now towed. Like my daily driver, it was a free car, and anybody who's ever gotten a free car really understands how much a free car actually costs you over time. And I've put way too much money into it, and I backed out on my driveway the other day, and it just starts sputtering and it dies. I'm like, that's not good. So grab the OBD.
OBD2.
OBD2.
Dirty bastard.
Diagnostic.
Yeah, diagnostics. Yeah. I grabbed that out, like shoved it in the little thing, hooked up my phone, looked at it, misfires on multiple cylinders, and I'm like, that's probably where that smoke was coming from. So I'm guessing a blown head gasket, and I am not putting one, like, even if it was just a spark plug, like a single spark plug that was a problem, I'm not putting that much money into this car. Like, I'm done with it. I'm over it. So the Volkswagen Rabbit is gone. And
is this the one you put like a new radio in and stuff too?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, way too much money into a free car that I should have just like realized sunk cost on this thing long ago, and I'm at the limit. Done. So too many major things have already gone bad in it, including the air compressor. Like, this could be parted out. It's all got brand new parts on it. So except for the engine, evidently, but yeah, whatever. And then I was like, well, I got a backup car over here because we have a 2-seater car that we can't use because we have a kid. So I was like, let me just crank that up and go. And I cranked it up and drove, downtown, and then I got back into it and it didn't crank. So evidently the alternator is bad on that one. So yeah, it's been an expensive weekend so far. So that's what I've been up to. TJ, you got a warehouse full of stuff though, man.
Yeah, I got so much stuff going on. I think there's like a dozen TVs and 20 speakers and all kinds of stuff. We're gearing up for that big conference room job. We got 4 huddle rooms, 3 conference rooms, a bunch of distributed audio, a bunch of shades going on. So I will be preoccupied for the next 3 or 4 weeks doing that job. So we start tomorrow doing the pre-wiring and stuff like that. Next week's the actual gear installation. The week after that, shades installation, and then making everything work together. So that is what all my time is filled up with, and currently my warehouse, because I can barely walk in the warehouse. There's so much stuff.
It looks pretty good, man. It looks awesome.
Yeah, and I only had one thing arrive broken. So I mean, that's pretty impressive when you get 3 different pallets shipped in or 4 different pallets shipped in. You know, it looked like somebody took a forklift fork to the back of a LG TV. So that was very nice of them.
Yeah, you would think after like all these years of flat screen TVs, they'd figure out how to stop running forklifts into them. But
You know, I don't think that's a concern of them, a concern of theirs. So
they're forklift certified. That's all that matters.
it's kind of like how the trucking company asks me every time, or tells me every single time that they're going to give me a half-hour notice, and then they call me and they're like, "Hey, I'm here. Where are your people at?" And I'm like, "Oh, we're not doing that half-hour notice, are we?" So trucking companies, get your shit together, please.
Yeah, that was always a problem. Always a problem.
So annoying.
Or they just don't show up, and you're like, "Where are they?" And they're like, "They're on their way." And it's already 6 o'clock, and you're gonna wait around till like 7 for this guy to show up. And of course, the TVs are packed in the back. He's gotta like spend time moving stuff around. Oh, you guys don't have a forklift? I don't have a gate. Can you help me get this down? Jeez, come
that's
on.
the worst too.
Yep.
It's like, I told your company you needed a lift gate.
Yeah, exactly.
They didn't tell me anything.
I paid extra for it. It's on the invoice right there. It says lift gate required. Nope, they didn't listen. Anyway, I guess I do have another project right behind me here on this desk. Is our new Mastodon server. This is a DeWalt drill, but this might be our Mastodon server. So, now that Linode is upping their prices by 20%, I might have to host it locally. We'll see what happens. Should be fun. Gavin's
if you lose all your stuff on the Mastodon server, it's because we upgraded. It's technically an upgrade. It's not a fluke.
I mean, if I get this thing set up, I mean this server is like, it's pretty nice. It's got 2 10-core Intel Xeons in it and turns out it had 192 gigabytes of RAM. So it's fairly modern. All the stuff is upgraded inside of it. Firmware and everything is recent. So unlike the HP, which like you couldn't even log into the remote access stuff because the certificates were so old. This one lets me connect to it with a modern web browser and use a technology called HTML5 to access the remote access to it. So it's kind of nice.
Does your wife know you bought it?
No. Okay. This is a company.
Good old
expense.
Government auctions, you know.
Yeah, I won this one. Whoops.
I hate when I accidentally win the auctions. You know, it's like, I wasn't trying to win that.
Yeah, but luckily this one was close. Like it was the airport here in town was getting rid of this one, so I was like, let me just throw a couple $100 at it, and I won. So there it is, right there. Kind of happy about it. Can't complain. So we'll see. I'm not gonna do it before. I'm not gonna do it anytime soon.
Do it right before you leave for vacation. For 2 weeks.
Yeah. I'm going on vacation next week, so maybe no show next week, but probably the week after. So yeah. Anyway, Gavin, any big Home Assistant updates for you?
No, we've spent the last week trying to shovel out of our house. We got snow dumped on us. Yeah, we got a nice dumping of snow, and it wasn't that it was a lot of snow; it was heavy. So all of our trees were bent over, pretty much touching the ground. And you spent hours just shoveling yourself out to go inside. You have a little cocoa, you look back out the window and the plow comes by and pushed it all right back into your driveway. So then you go back out. It happened to me 3 times because I'm on the corner. So they come around the corner and I get everything from down the street coming into my driveway. So yeah, it took me 3 times, but now it's clear. And then the next day it all started melting again. So that kind of pissed me off. If I just waited a day.
If you could just stay inside for one more day.
I know. Be that neighbor. But no, other than that, just messing with my dashboard still. I've been having actually some fun with these dashboards, cleaning them up, cleaning up the code, making more things animate. It's coming together nicely.
Making your bits jiggle a lot more, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I got a lot of jiggling icons now.
Jiggly widgets.
I even have it when the camera comes on. It's like an old tube TV coming on, so it opens up like that, right?
That's nice.
It's kind of cool.
HBO static. Wow.
Yeah, well, I haven't gotten that far, but it's just the effect, So I've been messing with that.
Planted the seed.
I'll work on that.
That's very cool. Very cool. Well, I mean, it's like 83 here, man. It's really hot.
Just rub it in.
I don't want to know.
On my second shirt for the day. we unfortunately, yeah, I can always tell when it's bad weather up north because like the south winds get really strong here. And the other day it was like 20 mile an hour, just pretty steady winds all day. But this time of year, when it and through like a little bit of summer, we'll get this thing called red tide, which is like not fun. And it's basically like some kind of algae or something that grows out in the ocean, and it will, if you have respiratory problems, you basically can't breathe, and it stinks like crazy, kills all the fish. That stinks even worse. And yeah, it smells out there right now. So paradise in Florida, not such paradise with the red tide.
Fallen iguanas and nasty
Red
smelling algae. I mean,
Yep.
At least you didn't have to shovel it.
No, but I mean, if you could shovel it, it'd be nice because they would shovel it somewhere else. But man, it's I mean, you can smell it miles away from the beach. It's pretty bad. And I know that even down south where they had the hurricane, I guess it's been even worse because it's like all the runoff from all of the chemicals and stuff that leached out into the ocean for that hurricane made everything that much worse. So yeah, algae. Who knew? Anyway, Florida. I guess we could have come to expect it's something that would happen in Florida.
Florida, not even once.
Not even once. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I think that's going to wrap up another week here of Home Tech. Let me get back to my notes so I can go through this. All right. We do want to give a big thank you. We do want to give a big thank you to everyone who supports the show, but especially those who are able to financially support the show through our Patreon page. If you don't know about the Patreon page, head on over to HomeTech.fm/support to learn how you can support HomeTech for as little as $1 a month. Any pledge over $5 a month gets you a big shout out on the show, but every pledge gets you an invite to our private Slack chat, The Hub, where you and other supporters of the show can gather every day to talk about what were we talking about this last week? There's been a lot of conversation in there recently.
I was asking about a dock for Mac, right? So I got a lot of suggestions for docks for, Macs and various brands. My neighbor just bought the new iMac and she was all excited. And then she realized it came with USB-C and she can plug in her old drives. So now she wants to buy a new dock and how much money that's going to cost. And yeah, she's learning nicely that, you don't just buy the computer, you got to buy all the accessories.
Yeah, and
everything's dongle-rific now, so
yeah.
Yeah, in fact, I have an extra. I finally got my extra Anchor USB-C to Ethernet plug thing for the computer here. So, yay! It finally came in. Dongles everywhere. Dongles. Here's
That's
one right here. Yay! Yeah, and I've got questions in here to Richard. Don't ever ask if you have another podcast and you're like, hey, what should I ask this interview question? Like, I will ask a question, but it's not going to be favorable to the guest. So hopefully Richard did not ask the question that I asked him to ask his guest on his show. But I guess TJ, you were saying that one's out, right?
Yeah, so it actually just launched, I think today or maybe yesterday.
Okay.
But yeah, Richard Gunther had a interview with Richard. I can't think of his last name at the moment. From Insteon, and I've listened to about half of it. I need to listen to it again. I was kind of working during the middle of it, but a lot of good conversation on there about Insteon, what they ran into when they got the company, and kind of what they're working through now. I know one of the things they brought up is the fact that they are going to have to launch a new app at some point. The old app is going to continue to work, but they're going to need to create a new one in order to, kind of get around the limitations of not having access to the old code base, as far as I'm aware. So that is going to happen in the future.
Yeah, that's probably not good.
Yeah, and after a certain point, Google and Apple, they want you to update things and make them compliant, and if you can't do it, then you can't make it work on the new operating system. So,
or if they introduce a new phone and suddenly it just stops working on that new phone that everybody has, yeah, that's not a good thing. The iPhone 15 will be out this year, guys. So yeah, they may want to get on that pretty quickly. I don't know how long it's going to take to rewrite an app, but I know it's not something that happens overnight. good luck to them. If you want to help out but can't support the show financially, totally understand. We just appreciate a 5-star review on iTunes or positive rating in the podcast app of your choice. That wraps up another week here on Home Tech. From everyone here, have a great weekend.
Catch you later.
Take care.
So oh, you guys.
It's on there. It's on the list.
There. Yeah.
We made it. I think this is going to be a pretty short show this week, too. 52 minutes recording time. So
It's not bad.
That's not bad, actually, considering you thought we had nothing to talk about. I always have something to talk about.
Until I finish talking and then nobody's talking and I have to switch back over and say, are you guys still there? Am I talking to myself? Hello? You're like, yeah, I'm nodding my head. No, it's a podcast. It's a podcast. You have to talk.
Sometimes you just add so much to the conversation and I don't want to sound dumb. So I'm just like, well, I don't really have anything. So.
Or you cover all my points and I don't want to just sit here and go, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, we should.
I was going to say all the same stuff, but
ditto.
Yeah. Ditto.
Yeah, what he said.
Oh, well.
I'll save that for next time.
Oh, well.
Who's listening to what?
I don't know. Something happened to my phone. It just started playing.
Yeah, I don't have any speakers.
Ditto.
Yeah. I don't even know what this is.
I won a free coffee today.
You want a free coffee?
Yeah, it's roll up the rim.
It's probably because you've bought like 1 million coffees. So they're just like, here, have one, Kevin.
It
cost us 15 cents. Take it.
Well, Tim Hortons, they have the roll up the rim. So when you buy a coffee, you get a free play and you win free coffees.
Ooh.
And other prizes. So I won a free coffee. So
nice. It's just like winning a lawsuit. You get a free coffee.
Rather win a lawsuit, but
no, that's what they did. They lost a lawsuit or something. They paid everybody a free coffee and donuts.
Oh yeah. Tim Hortons got a free donut and coffee.
Yeah, so what are you gonna do? It's either like $3, a check for $3, or a free coffee. I'll take the free coffee. So,
jackass.
All right, bye everybody.
Bye.
In the live stream. I don't think anybody showed up tonight.
No, I don't see anybody.
It's Monday.
Yeah.
Bye.